Hi Libras, welcome to my channel, Soul Light Hypnotherapy. My name is Kirsten. I have your February love reading all spread out for you. I'm using the Romance Tarot cards and some Lavera Sibilla cards to clarify, and also some Oracle cards from the Romance Angels Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue. So let's get started. Remember that this is a general reading. Not all messages will resonate with you. Because I'm reading for hundreds or thousands of people, hopefully. So if you don't find a message in your sun sign, please check out your moon sign. For me, that's usually where I find my emotional connections, and romance is emotional, so I always check out my moon sign. So check that out if you don't get resonating messages here today. Please remember to like, comment, and share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And thank you to all of my current subscribers. And new subscribers, welcome. So let's get started. Let's break down the dynamics of the tarot cards, their energetic dynamics first. So the first row of tarot is for our single Libras, those that are dating or looking to date. And the bottom row is for married or couple Libras that are in, committed relationships. So the first row, we've got the star upright. And this card represents a wish fulfilled, something that you want very much or that you cherish, becoming a factor in your life, or receiving something that you cherish, or a desire of something that you cherish, is now yours. It asks you, do you want it? And your answer is yes, 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 without a doubt. So it's a strong, heartfelt desire. This card can represent a blessing that is given to you from above, or a long-held wish that finally manifests. Getting your wish. It's an intention that hits its mark. It's thought connecting with spirit. Procreating with spirit, if you want to say that. It's thought that procreates with spirit, and something will definitely come of it, right? It's about resonating with something on a really deep level. Being in the same frequency of something. Optimism and feeling positive and good about something. Next to that card we have the Devil upright. And, I'm sorry, the Star card represents you and the relationships that you're in or seeking to be in, Libra. But it is a general reading, and I have to preface that even though I may use you as coming from your perspective, that everything that I say could actually be coming from your partner's perspective. Only you will know. Now, the card next to the Star card is the Devil, and this represents your partner, or how you see your partner. And this is about unbridled passions, obsessions, guilt, doubt, when it's next to the Moon card, which I haven't gotten to, but that's below the Star. It could represent a haunting need, a lust, an addiction, drugs, illusions, getting the best of you, controlling you, being enraptured or being captured by something and unable to break free. Can represent possession or wanting to possess all, a strong yearning and desire to possess. It also, next to the Moon, its diagonal counterpart below in the bottom row, can represent a fear of loss or a fear of consequence. This card is a driving need, a driving force, a dedicated passion, or a passion that's just in overdrive. It can represent sex, a lusty sex, dirty, dirty, gerty sex, and sexual needs fulfilled. Not necessarily love. Sex. Okay, I think I made my point. Next to that card we have the Sun in reverse. And the Sun can represent, it still represents good things when it's reversed. It doesn't taint the powers of the Sun. It simply casts a shadow over it. It's not quite as good. It's not the perfect scenario, but it's pretty good. It's about seeing the Sun but not feeling it, or feeling the Sun but not seeing it. So it's not the whole shebang, but it ain't bad. It can represent a situation that depends on something in order for it to succeed. It's not quite got the momentum to succeed on its own. It needs the help of another party or a contribution of something else. For me, the Sun card in reverse can also represent needing a deal to be sweetened, or and something more, and it needs an improvement. It needs more polish. It needs to shine more. It needs to show up more. It can just be, getting something, getting a reward, but you still want more. It's not quite the whole package, but it's pretty good. Next to the and that card represents the relationship for single Libras. And it's standing in February. Now next to that we have the Emperor upright. And this card represents the near future for your dating or someone who you're dating, your relationship with that. And the Emperor is someone who, it could be a fire sign. And next to the Sun, most likely it is a fire sign. The fire signs are full of passion, and so is the Devil. The Devil is full of unbridled passion. So I'm feeling that some of you Librans may be involved with a fire sign or someone who's exhibiting those qualities in February. And also these qualities, because the Emperor represents control, someone who's strategic, someone who plans things out, someone who maintains control. They're in charge, no doubt about it. They're the Emperor. It also represents structure, safety, stability, capability, something that's solid, something that's concrete. It's a very confident person, a very clever person. It represents someone who you should respect. You shouldn't underestimate this person. No. Do not underestimate this person. They have a lot more control of the situation than you realize. This is a conqueror. This is someone who makes others yield to them. And next to the Devil, and the Devil in the same row, either you or your partner is exerting some serious influence, persuasive control over another. And I think it's a utilization of sex or drugs or both, passions. Yeah, so I think I covered what Emperor can be. I mean, there's a lot of other things. He has a lot of other layers. But for this reading and the cards next to it, I think I've said enough. Okay. Now let's just skip to the lower row, even though, and I'll separate the stories at the end. Let's go through the dynamics of all the cards first. Now we've got the Moon card in reverse below the star, and this is in the row that represents married or committed Libras. But all of these cards can interconnect, okay? So, but for now, let's look at it as the row for the married or committed Libras. Now, the Moon in reverse represents a shadow. It represents doubt, doubtfulness. Can represent being unclear and uncertain about something. It's asking you to wait for clarity before you make a move or make a decision, before you act. And next to that we have, and that's in the position of the U card, where you're coming from, Libra. But again, this could be where your partner's coming from, only you know. Next to that we have the High Priestess, and this represents the partner, the other in the relationship. And this person is feeling great passion. I'm going to say next to with the Devil above it, a passion that they didn't know they were capable of having. But back to what the High Priestess means. She can represent great passion. She can represent not giving up on something, doing what it takes to make something happen, because she believes so strongly in it. She's so caught up in her belief in it, deep within her. Okay? She knows it to her core, that this is important, this is valuable, this is necessary, and it must happen, or she must have it. So there's that same, like with the Devil above her, there's that same driving. It's even more powerful. It's really powerful driving force to make something happen, or to keep something, or to experience something. She represents mystery, or someone who's being mysterious. You don't know everything that's in, something's hidden from you. You don't see everything. You don't know the whole story. Because she holds a secret. The High Priestess holds a secret. The High Priestess is also someone who is represents somebody being really into you, somebody really being so attracted to you, but they're unsure. And even next to the Moon, so it's a double whammy. They're unsure of how willing you would be willing to accept them. There's a sense of someone being unapproachable, or not being able to bridge the differences between you and blend in a way that you might want, to bring the two extremes together. So a sense that something might not work out because they're just the differences are too contrasting. And just to note that because the Emperor is usually denotes someone older, and I kind of think I had this. I don't have a great memory. I should cancel. If memory serves me, I think in last month's reading, Libra, it was talking about a May-December romance, or somebody is older than the other. Yeah, so that might be something that is an issue. So bridging the difference in age. Okay, so that might be what the High Priestess is talking about. Something that's unattainable. It also is about revealing too much and talking too much. Okay, High Priestess can represent gossip, or just revealing too much information. And it's hidden information as well that needs to be uncovered. Okay, and then next to that we have the Tower. The Tower in reverse, representing the relationship This is a momentum card, so it's something that cannot be resisted. It's something that has happened or is happening. Regardless of your efforts, you cannot prevent it. It will happen. This is a momentum that clears space and it makes room for something new, or it makes room for something to start over, to rebuild. It could also indicate a sudden surprise or an excitement that catches you by surprise. Something that happens by surprise and it excites you. Something very unexpected. It's a situation that cannot be avoided, that must be dealt with. It is a disturbing action. And it can represent something that comes down or is brought down inevitably. And that represents, this stands in the, again, this stands in the position of the relationship for married or committed Libras. And the card in the near future position next to it is the Lovers card. And the Lovers can represent an important choice that could alter one's life. It can represent a choice between, could mean a third party. It could mean a choice between two different people. It also represents passionate unions, togetherness. Yeah, okay. So I've gone through the rundown there. So let's try and work a story out for Libras, okay? Bear with me. Okay, Libras, single Libras that are dating or looking to date. The Star card represents you and pleasure. Pleasure is the word of the day or the word of the month for single Libras. It's about indulging in pleasure. You're going through a sexual phase, possibly. This card can represent a mutual understanding, a friend. This card can represent friendship. And next to the Devil, I'm thinking of maybe a friend with benefits situation. And perhaps with the Tower in reverse in the bottom row, this relationship was stopped abruptly or ended in a sudden way. But I did draw your Oracle card for the Romance Angels, and then we got the reunion. So I'm thinking that a lover returns for a lot of you Libras in February. Or a friend turns into a lover in February. But this is something that you've wanted. This is something that you or your partner has wanted. They feel very blessed by this association. There's a very strong tie or passion between you. Like I said, a mutual understanding, but in a carnal way. I just want to say, personally, I think that sometimes people come into your life, and even if it's just sexual, it's not committed. It doesn't come into your life for a committed relationship. Maybe it's just to empower you or to bring back a sense of intimacy, or to allow you to explore and release some sort of intimacy. Sometimes, soulmates can do that for one another, even though they're not fated to be together. But I'm going off on a tangent. This card can represent letting bygones be bygones. So yeah, if someone does return, you're going to let bygones be bygones, or they're going to let bygones be bygones. And a coming together. And this coming together is going to make you very happy, Libra, or make them very happy. There's a sense of when you're in the presence of this person, and this doesn't have to be someone who returns, this could be someone who comes on the scene that helps you to forget your past. Yeah, they might serve in a way to help you heal from a situation that you need to let go of. And that might be, again, back to the soulmate coming in just to assist and help you transition. That might be it. That you might meet someone new who is a transitional person. And for some, I might even use the word rebound, but I'm not really feeling that too much. But it might be the case. It might be the case. I'm just feeling like it's not a love connection for a lot of you single Libras. It's more of a carnal connection. And, yeah, that's what I'm going to say for the Star card. That's how you're feeling, or that's how your partner is feeling. And, I think that you're both okay with that right now. Now, next to that card representing your partner, or representing you, because it is general, we've got the Devil card. And this represents, like I said, again, your partner or how your partner sees you. And someone is very, very attracted to another. I think it's actually mutual, to be honest with you, with the High Priestess below it. In some way, although you're very different, you mirror each other. And I think you mirror each other in a fulfilling some sort of deep carnal need, a hidden passion or inhibition that you're trying to uncover or discover about yourself. But as far as like representing a partner, this is someone who's very, very impressive. They have a strong sense of self-assurance, especially next to the Sun in reverse. This is someone who's not afraid of power, not afraid of asserting themselves. They might even seem a little egotistical or arrogant sometimes to you, but their charisma is magnetic. It can't be resisted. They're very attractive, physically and sexually, to Libras, or they find you that way, Libra. This could also be mutual, and I'm thinking it might be mutual. But they have different values than you have. Despite that, you can't help but be captivated by them. And they, in turn, with the High Priestess below, they're fascinated by you. This person is a generous lover. And I'm talking, they know how to put it down. Not to be crass, but they have some serious skills. You really enjoy spending time with them. And this is not, this is not your norm, or it's not their norm. But who cares? There's just this irresistible attraction that has to be researched. Again, with the High Priest, it's just despite uncertainty and fears, despite what it's bringing out in you or out of your partner. This release of inhibitions, it's a deep passion, or a very passionate person sometimes jealous. Someone might be jealous. Someone might be possessive. Or there might be fear of jealousy, fear of possessiveness, a concern about that. Regardless, this is an intense relationship, an intense person, and you or they are basically kind of in a trance or enthralled. This person cannot be resisted. So, like I was saying, with the card next to it, we have the Sun in reverse, and this can represent some sort of a delay. If it's a returning partner, it could be that something is delaying the progress of this relationship. Maybe you're getting together or making time for one another. There's some sort of delay. And if it's you're meeting someone new, this could represent that you have much in common with them. There's a palpable spark between you, yet for some reason the relationship isn't moving past the carnal stage. It's not moving past just being sexual. Or you can't see it moving past a carnal stage or just being sexual. That might be it too. So this card is asking Libras, or those that are partnered with Libras, to be honest with themselves. And it's asking you to not let your imagination run away with you. And that but with the Moon card in the row below, I'm kind of feeling like someone is, or you, Libra, are indulging in sexual fantasy. Could be indulging in a sexual fantasy about someone, indulging in a fantasy about someone, not being realistic, or indulging in playing out sexual fantasies with someone, a lot of sex, and even with the Devil and the Moon, drugs involved in the sex. I mean, I'm talking about really going deep into going into the deep and the dark, exploring and experimenting and just checking it out, That might be what some of you Libras are wanting, or what your partner is wanting. Or you could be coming together for that very same thing. Now, for those of you who have yet to become involved with someone, go ahead and play it out and see where it leads. But for those of you that are already dating someone, I think you kind of know that, I think you kind of have a deep knowing that you really are kind of too different. And that this relationship won't be a lasting union. Because there is a rift, somehow you don't share enough, reveal enough to one another. It's purely carnal, it's purely sex. Sharing is hard, and the sharing between you is just too difficult for some of you. So that's how the relationship is kind of, the dynamic of a relationship is that I think you just, and there's also a fear with the moon card of, okay, if it's a return lover, I think that, or you're returning to someone, I think that in some way with the Tower card in reverse in the lower row, that this relationship, this old union, deeply changed or impacted the other. I think that this is a reading a lot about just sexual exploration, and I think that either you made a deep impact on them or they made a deep impact on you, and you learned something about yourself and your sexuality that you didn't know was there, and that fundamentally changed you. And I think you want, or they want, to experience that again. And there might be a fear of approaching you or you approaching them for that. And with that understanding that you just want to explore that more. You want to have more of that, right? Because the sun in reverse is wanting more. Having it, but wanting more. You had it, but you want even more. And the High Priestess also, she has something to say. But next to the Moon card, she's afraid to say it. Why is she afraid to say it? I think that there is, with the Emperor, who's very much about control, and the High Priestess, who is kind of distant or unapproachable, I think they're afraid of, if they say too much, if they reveal too much, or if you say or reveal too much, that somehow you will upset the dynamic, and the relationship will end. So there's a fear to express oneself or to be oneself by some party for some of you singles. Okay, married or committed Libras. You're represented by the Moon in reverse, which talks about things not being in proper perspective or kind of distorted, unreal, illusions, situations of illusion or fantasy. It also talks about wanting to experiment with drugs or possibly experiment in your relationship in some way. Next to the High Priestess in reverse, which refers to your partner. This is wanting to delve deeper into your partner. This is wanting to uncover truths and get to know your partner better in some way. And next to the Moon in reverse, maybe you want to share your fantasies with your partner. You want your partner to share their fantasies with you. And go ahead and live out those fantasies like a dream come true of the star. And with the devil above the High Priestess, I mean, this could go anywhere with this whole fantasy thing. I'm seeing some stuff here. I think it shocks one partner when they hear that the other one is willing to try some new stuff. It takes them by surprise. But I think their game, maybe they just want to kind of go into it a little bit slowly, not try anything too drastic. Because I'm seeing here somebody may want to introduce drug use into the relationship, or some sort of, like, even like she's reading a book, and the High Priestess card, she's reading a book, and I'm thinking maybe this is one of those sex books, like the Kama Sutra type books. Trying some trying some new things, Libra. And let's see, what else? I'm with the Lovers card in this row, in this spread. Lovers is a tricky card. It speaks of choice, it speaks of options. And there's a third person in the card, so maybe someone wants to bring another person into the relationship or into the bedroom. And the man rowing the boat in the Lovers card at the end of the spread, he's kind of just watching the lovers do their thing, right? As he rows them along. And above him is the Emperor card. And he's interesting because he's just kind of staring and watching. Maybe someone just wants to watch their partner engage. Yeah. Libra, you had kind of a funky reading last month. I'm also seeing another scenario for some committed Libras, and that may be your partner may be acting distant or cold, or perhaps there's a lack in passion in the relationship, and you or they may be lacking in passion in the relationship, and the other partner is wanting to spice up the relationship. Maybe they want to seduce you, they want to get the passion back. Maybe you or they will be reading books about how to do that. And I'm also seeing that there's a possibility someone of sexual dysfunction for some Libras, or some Libras are dealing with a party who's dealing with maybe a erectile dysfunction. And so you may want to experiment with Viagra. And this may be something that some of you want to do because there is a problem, and some of you may just want to do it because you're experimenting with your sex life right now, and you just want to prolong the act of the sex. If it is for a medical issue, it might be more of a psychological issue, more so than a medical issue. Might be nothing wrong with you. It's more on a mental plane that needs to be addressed, based on the spread. And some of you might have a problem telling your partner revealing to your partner exactly what your fantasies are. Even though you feel a strong, deep connection, a soulmate connection to your partner, you may have inhibitions that you're fearful about tearing down. And with the sun in reverse above the tower, I'm just feeling like letting these inhibitions come down, breaking through them, would be really healthy for you. And it's kind of saying, go ahead and have some fun. And it might take some time for them or for you to open up about what really turns you on. But in time, I see you going ahead with it, and you're open to the idea of experimenting in the bedroom or in the relationship. And this may or may not include bringing in a third party. If that's the case, there's a fear that doing so, one party might be reluctant to do it. If they're interested, it's intriguing. You know, why not? You want to open up, you want to break down some walls, but you're fearful that if you do, it could actually break up your relationship. So the Tower in reverse could refer to that fear. And also, it can refer to something being lopsided in the relationship, something that is one-sided, I mean. Possibly one partner might be demanding. That you try these new things that maybe you're still uncomfortable with. And this could cause your relationship to come on to shaky ground. Some of you may discover a secret about your partner with the High Priestess. This secret could be something that they've this is just for a small percentage of you Libras. Maybe you might discover that your husband or your partner likes to dress up in women's clothing, or in your clothing when you're not around, in your under things, your lingerie. That could definitely be a shocking surprise of the Tower. Boy. But that's just maybe for a small percentage of you. And the Lover's card at the end of the spread, just about the near future, just mentions reaching a crossroads in your relationship. It advises you to think carefully before you make some decisions that, maybe you might regret one day. You might regret not choosing to indulge in your fantasies. And you might regret indulging too much and just letting it go too far. What's the healthy balance? The High Priestess is two extremes. Can you find a healthy balance? Yeah, just be careful with all that experimenting, Libra. I wouldn't bring in a third party unless I was really, really super secure, but even then, it's a risky move. Okay, so let me go ahead and sum up this reading because it's getting kind of long. I went ahead and I drew a Romance Oracle card from the Romance Angel deck by Doreen Virtue. And I drew a card for single, and we got reconciliation. And I drew a card for couples, and we got true love. So let me read reconciliation for you. And this card indicates that an ex-lover may be re-entering your life. The first person you think of is likely who it will be. The purpose of this reconciliation is to achieve healing and closure with respect to your past. You will understand more about yourself and see your relationship patterns more clearly. You'll also take responsibility for the role you played in the relationship's drama, which will free you from the tyranny of unforgiveness. Reconciliations are ultimately about taking care of unfinished business, and this card could also possibly mean making peace with a family member or a friend. Each relationship is a sacred learning experience, so be open to this reunion's lessons and its blessings. Ultimately, all healings help your love life and every other part of your world. It kind of rhymes with your reading, singles. And let me read the final card, True Love. For the coupled and committed, you pulled this card because true and lasting love is here for you. If your question was about a specific person, then this card serves as validation of the relationship's divine nature. This individual has genuine love for you, and you both can overcome the issues that arise. This is especially the case if you can express your feelings through attributes such as kindness, compassion, and courtesy towards one another. For instance, having honest conversations would be an expression of your true love, even if it involves discussing uncomfortable topics. So if you're currently seeking a relationship, this card offers you assurance that true love is on its way. Keep the faith that a wonderful relationship is destined to come to you, and don't compromise with unsuitable partners. It's essential that you treat yourself well by taking excellent care of yourself, for the foundation of a true love relationship is two people who cherish who they are. So I hope you enjoyed your reading, Libra, and I will see you in March. Namaste.